footwear making, you try and keep standards which are pretty much, no, let me start again.
I'm not entirely convinced that she's done enough market research to see where your focus should be.
I'm confused that it came across as that way. I'm passionate about my business as a whole.
I'm confused as to kind of which one you want to focus on.
That's for you to decide.
Imboni yokhiqiza icathulo kuleli lakithi kuthiwa inama-factory abalelwa ku-200 arejistiwe bese kuthiwe ke thina sikhiqiza icathulo ezibalelwa lana ku-32 million ngonyaka. Uyabona-ke yona-ke le nkundla kulula kakhulu ukuthi umuntu angangena kuyona njengoba kosomabhizinisi abasafufusa bethola kulukhuni ngoba-ke phela-ke laba abakhulu abazakhele indumo ezulu yibona-ke abayiphethe le nkundla le. uRidhwana-ke yena ukholelwa ukuthi ibhizinisi lakhe lingazenzela indumo ezulu kuwona lo mkhakha njengoba icathulo azikhiqizayo-ke yena zi-eco-friendly. Today on Making Moves, we travel to Doornfontein to meet Ridhwana, a shoe manufacturing.
So I learned footwear design and pattern making in Italy. I saved up a lot of money whilst I was busy styling. I also took a ginormous loan from the bank.
Ridhwana is a very outdoors, fun-loving person.
Even if it's a picnic in our back garden, is amazing.
She visits our studio to share challenges of competing with big retail companies.
Do you have a coach?
What do you mean, a coach?
Business coach?
No, I don't.
You're talking really smartly and cleverly around the problems.
Hello, my name is Ridhwana. I'm the creative director at Save Our Souls Footwear. We're a footwear design consultancy and a small-scale manufacturer with a difference. We create footwear that is both kind to your feet and to the planet. Our kiddie shoes is available at Kuna Clothes as well as at Nickel Boutique. Hello, Making Moves team. Welcome to the Save Our Souls studio. Come on in, let me show you how the magic is made. So Save Our Souls was registered in 2012. We really wanted to save our name, it's quite unique. But the business has only been operational for 2 years. I really wanted to start this business in South Africa because there's a huge need for shoes that are eco-friendly. But also the craft of footwear making is one that's kind of not so popular, and it is a little bit of a dying craft. So I'm doing my bit to try and keep the craft alive through my studio and through the work that I do. The market received me quite slowly. I'm going to be perfectly honest there. There are not a lot of people with my skill in South Africa, and there are not a lot of people that actually know that starting a footwear brand's actually an option. Slowly but surely, word of mouth spread, and I built up a very small but steady client base. So this is Paris. Paris is he's a young fellow with a lot of potential, and currently what he's doing is he's just ripped apart a pair of shoes for me, which I bought abroad, and I have to reinvent these shoes into something that's a little bit more comfortable, and he's helping me to prep the heels and the soles for that.
Into ukuthi ngaqala back esikoleni primary bekune art school project. Yeah, and then I come up with the idea with maybe ngayenza something like shoe as a box, yeah. And then since then I upgrade, and then I ended up using my fabrics until today. Senkona very good.
So I'm busy preparing a pair of sandals, kiddie sandals, for one of my clients, and I'm going to show you how it's put together. Per day, it just really depends. how many pairs of shoes we can produce. It really simply is, it's project dependent. It also depends on how complicated the style is that we're doing. These, for instance, are pretty simple. We do about 25 pairs a day on these if we're working at full steam. And whereas complicated shoes, such as like closed shoes, they tend to take a little bit longer. This is our completed little pair of sandals. This is what the product looks like in its entirety. And as you can tell, pretty simple, but really a hands-on process.
Well, a big part of our business is trying to find locally produced things. So Ridhwana makes kids' shoes, and she also has made some sandals for us. So it was really exciting to find somebody who locally can do that for us. It's nice to know that we're kind of supporting other designers. And I think people are actually looking for locally designed things at the moment. So often people ask us, this is not made elsewhere, or where is it made? Can you tell us about the designer? And so I think that's what is really important, that we kind of support one another.
So I learned footwear design and pattern making in Italy. I saved up a lot of money whilst I was busy styling. I also took a ginormous loan from the bank, and I left South Africa to go to Italy. I was up to my eyeballs in debt. I stayed in Italy for a while. I learned from the best. It's one of the best schools in the world. It's called Assotoria. And then I came back to South Africa, and I got a little bit of sort of on-the-job experience. I moved to Durban for 2 years and gained a whole lot more factory experience there. I was a sample chaser and a designer. The business is pre-revenue. We've only been running for 2 years. It's really hard to say, you know, whether we're making a huge profit or not. It's still pre-revenue, which means that whilst we don't have any debt, thankfully, the business is not in any sort of debt. We don't turn a huge profit. Everything that I do make goes back into the business. I reinvest it into lasts or leathers or businessy things.
We take European styling and we mix it with African prints such as Shwe Shwe Ankara, Chitenge from Lusaka, Zambia, and really modern styling. So when we were looking for someone to start supplying our shoe brand, we were looking for someone who could embody those aesthetics, and that's when we came to meet Ridhwana. So these are the shoes that she designed for us. As you can see, each one is very unique. We use all our fabric remnants. So we gave her a basket of things from our collection. So you can see some of these items within the clothing collection so the parents can match the outfits to the shoe. And she made them with a vegetable tan, which is an organically tanned leather. And all these parts are from our fabric remnants in our collection. Easy. She sourced all the materials and gave me a quote based on what I was asking for. Her price was reasonable enough for me to be able to retail it at an affordable price for parents. So I have no issues with her costings, and it's sustainable. And considering the quantity that she's making and the uniqueness of each shoe, I found her pricing to be very reasonable.
Okay, so you're making money.
I am.
If you're making money, how are you going to fund that, and how are you going to get around that challenge? What's the plan?
Ridhwana spent large sums of money to go learn shoe designing skills abroad. Uthi ke yena ke umuntu ocreative. Ikona ke lokho kwagcina kumenza ukuthi athathe lesi sinqumo sokungena kuona ke lomkhakha. Sixoxisene nomyeni wakhe futhi nezingane zakubo ukuze simazi kabanzi yena.
My father was a hardcore entrepreneur. You know, there were times when he didn't even come home because he slept in his shop because he was just so busy trying to make money, trying to make sure that we survive. My father always said that we were never meant to build other people's dreams. And so I always knew at some point in my life I was going to stop helping other people build their dreams and build my own.
She looked up to him for a lot of things, and she was always there for him, and he was always there for her.
My father passed away last year, and my father was instrumental in helping me set up my entire business. And I think the hardest thing was continuing after he passed away, because everything in my studio reminded me of him. He literally built my tables. He helped me set up all my machinery when I moved. My father is everywhere in my studio. And after just mooshing around and hoping to die after he died, my mom said to me, "You really cannot do this any longer. Your father helped you build that business because he believed in you. And it would be the worst sort of disrespect to his memory if you just gave up, because he wasn't that kind of person. He was him and my mom are my biggest cheerleaders."
It was hard for her to actually focus. It was a really difficult time because it was a time when she just started her business.
We got married, still not young yet, about 25. We've got one child.
Spending time with my family really makes me happy.
Ridhwana's a very outdoors, fun-loving person. She loves to travel. I think so far, since I've met her, she's traveled to over 9 or 10 different countries for education, work, and she loves nature, anything to do with outdoors. So whenever she's got a bit of free time, we always try and go outdoors, even if it's just for like a picnic to the lake, so forth.
Even if it's a picnic in our back garden is amazing. It's important to me to be able to give them of my time, because we're always there for each other.
She's a hands-on mom. Even though she's got her work, she makes sure that she looks after her child, and she does everything that she's supposed to do. She doesn't neglect him. She plays her part as a mother.
She always tries to make as much time for our son as possible. Trying also, like, especially with his nutrition, she bakes him his own bread, his own biscuits, everything to try and keep him as healthy as possible. And she tries and spends as much time with him, even if it's just like half an hour at night. She makes sure she comes home to put him to bed.
What I value most is that she's a very helpful person. With anything, if you ask her for help or guidance, she's always there for you, She'll never let you down. That is one thing I value about her.
The thing I like the most about Ridhwana is that she's driven. She always, once she sets her sight on a target, she goes for it, and failure is not an option.
I'm a creator. I just love creating. I make things by hand, and that makes me happy. So I grew up in a household of, there were 5 of us. I have 2 siblings. I have 2 brothers, and they're younger than I am. We were completely disastrous when we were growing up. We were always in trouble.
One thing I can't forget is the time when we used to read books together. We used to enjoy that. It was our time together, especially like when I used to go by to her place. And then it wasn't always about playing with dolls or watching TV. We used to sit down and do our work together and, help each other out in that way.
I grew up in a very poor suburb called Lenasia South. And growing up was interesting. It was fun. Because now when I look back at it, I realize how not having technology had sort of contributed to a really interesting childhood.
Uyabona uma ngabe ulunguza ubuka ibhizinisi lelele icathulo uma ngaphandle ukuyitshela ukuthi kuzoba lula ukuqondela ibhizinisi lenze imali. Phela ke izidingo zezicathulo zihlezi ikhona njengoba icathulo lezi zigqokwa mihla namalanga. Kodwa ke amakhasimende ekakuona ke lomkhakha lona ke hayantenga njengoba ke phela ke izidingo zabo zezicathulo ziyazihluke mihla namalanga. Futhi ke ingabe icathulo zakhe ko Ridhwana zi-offer anything that is special uma ngabe ziqhathaniswa ke namanye kama brand asendlondlobele kuyona lenkundla.
So I'm here at the studios today. I'm really excited about meeting Pepsi. I'm really, really excited about the coaching session. Let's see what happens.
Ridhwana says she's passionate about making shoes and being environmentally responsible while doing it. She's currently manufacturing kiddie shoes that are eco-friendly. But is the market appreciating the product? Well, she's here to discuss her shoemaking business with me.
Hello.
Miss Shaik.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Yes.
Okay. I thought Shaik was your maiden surname.
It is my maiden surname. I've chosen not to change my surname.
Whoa,
Yeah.
That's very liberal and forward-thinking of you.
It is. I had an identity before I was married, and I still have that same identity. I don't become Mrs. Him automatically.
So tell me about the shoe brand. You're currently selling into boutiques.
Okay.
And you don't have your own physical kind of store. Is that the plan? Do you want a physical store?
At some point, yes, I would. Definitely not ready for it. It's a good couple of years in the making. When I do it, I want to do it right. So currently what I have in boutiques at the moment are private label. So boutiques come to me with requests. Usually they have a design or they have some sort of aesthetic that they want me to follow. I design for them and I manufacture. It's small scale manufacture, but I do that for them. And the second brand that I have is Monkey Nuts. It's my little kiddies brand, the one that you introduced. It's eco-friendly, it's handmade, and it's for moms who don't want to spend a lot of money on shoes because kids grow really quickly.
Okay. What makes your private label, let's go back to that. Mm-hmm. What makes it different? How are you coping in this very competitive, cluttered market space?
Cluttered is actually a really great word. There's so much noise from boutiques at the moment. You know, you just walk into a mall and you're like hit with so many options of shoes. What makes us different is that we still do all our operations by hand. And the boutiques that approach us are people who understand that and their customer appreciates that. So every pair of shoes is crafted by hand. Every pair of sandals is crafted by hand as well. And generally it's the idea of being able to customize their own designs that appeals to them. So that's definitely the gap that we can fill. But most importantly is that manufacturing in South Africa at the moment is very inaccessible to just every person. Minimums are crazy. It's like usually 1,000 pair minimum. And I don't have a minimum. If somebody comes to me and says, I'd like just 10 pairs of sandals, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, so you're making money?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you going to fund this growth?
Okay,
now you
so
need to buy new machines and train and hire people, etc., etc. Maybe get bigger premises. How are you going to do that?
I'm okay with the size of my premises for now. I just have to shuffle things about and fit everybody in. That'll be great. I literally just need one machine, which would allow me to stitch my soles on, as opposed to gluing them as I currently do. The biggest challenge is actually training and being able to afford a new employee, and that is the biggest problem.
If you're making money, how are you going to fund that and how are you going to get around that challenge? What's the plan?
Well, not making enough as yet.
Okay. Explain.
Well, okay, so production costs are, they're within reason, I think, but I want to be doing a little bit more. I want to be making a little bit more money before I can afford another person.
Okay.
Or at least even just employing my part-timer on a full-time basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sound like you've got a little bit of it's a catch-22 here. What
is.
comes first?
Yes.
Getting in more work, but you can't service more work, or hiring people in order to service more work without the money from the more work.
Exactly, we're at an impasse.
So what's the solution? What are you going to do?
Okay, I haven't really given it too much of thought. I've just been like stupid busy without the time to actually sit down, put things on paper and try and figure things out. And I'm hoping that that's what the business coach will help me with.
So, how's it working? You're doing everything on your own. You are part of the production process, you design, you do the admin, you do the marketing, the sales, the client service. Of course you're going to be stupid busy. So that doesn't work.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, I am committing one of the biggest business faux pas. I'm working in my business as opposed to working on my business. I just have to plan things out better. I think that's part of the things that I have to address.
can plan things out better.
I possibly can. Maybe
5 or
outsource
6
a bit.
different things in the same business. So you either have to outsource or create some more capacity somehow. So
outsourcing is on my agenda of things to think about.
So do you not lose quality when you start outsourcing to other manufacturers?
That's the thing that I have to think about. I have to find someone that I can vet, someone that I can test, and that process takes time. So I'm going to have to give them samples to make for me and then vet them on those samples. And then if the first one bombs out, I have to find another and another and another. And that eats into the time that I currently need for production right now.
Analysis paralysis. You sound like you're in a corner and you don't have a solution.
No.
Yeah, you're talking really smartly and cleverly around the problems, but no clear kind of solution.
No, you can't see. I'm kind of chasing my tail.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so you're coming tomorrow. You're going to come and pitch for some money. You best not be chasing your tail. So you've got some time to go and think about some of the questions and the answers around how you're going to create capacity, because I'm sure that's going to come up as a question. Do you have a coach?
What do you mean, a coach?
Business coach?
No, I don't. But I've been told that I have the expertise of Lefa a little bit later. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right, so I'm going to refer you to Lefa that you can chat to, and it's always good to get another perspective. And hopefully come back tomorrow even stronger.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
Ridhwana will now go for a coaching session with Lefa Mahoro to discuss her growth plans and ideas on what she's going to do with that 50 grand that we may just give her.
Ooh, that was a bit scary and intense. I am really, really looking forward to the coaching session after that. Let's go.
When you make money, are you disciplined around allocation?
No.
I think she needs a lot of mentoring. She needs somebody who can walk with her.
uRidhwana ufuna ukukhulisa ibhizinisi lakhe khona ke ezokwazi ukuthi ke futhi acreate nemisebenzi. Into ayenzayo ke manje ureinvesta imali yakhe ke leyabe yenzile kwibhizinisi uyiphinisela phakathi ebhizinisini. Umbuzo uthi ingabe na uinvesta imali yakhe ngendlela efanele ukuze ibhizinisi lakhe lindlondlobale? I-coaching session iyona ke ezophendula yonke ke leyo mbuzo. Akubona.
My name is Lefa Mahoro. I'm the sole director of Tlogokgolo and Trading. It's a private organization that was registered in 2013. For me, mentoring, it's about the passion for the people. It's about being ability to be honest and true. Because when you mentor, it's not about making friends with the mentee about the business. You need to be true, frank, and honest. My value would be my contacts. I've got different people that I know that I've done a lot of things with from different sectors. So that is my core value. My business motto, it's quite simple and straightforward, is just do it now. Don't wait, just do it now. What triggered the business?
So I've always known at some point that I was going to own my own business, and I've always been interested in footwear. I've been in the creative field in many different variants. I've been a graphic designer, been a fashion editor, but all these steps that I've taken on this creative journey brought me to footwear because it's where I wanted to end up.
I'm looking at the name. It says you save our souls. What do we mean by that?
So it's a play on words. Soles as in S-O-L-E-S. It's the sole of your foot. Yeah, I really do pride myself on trying to create the most comfortable footwear.
Okay.
I feel like, you know, women shouldn't have to suffer. You suffer a lot of things in your life. You really shouldn't have to suffer because of your shoes as well.
She's got ability to listen, which is good. It's a tick. And competitors.
Sure. Okay, so with regards to the kiddies shoes, my competitors are probably shoes and Walkmates at Woolies. simply because they have that element of made in South Africa, and shoes is handmade as well. That is who I've identified for the kiddies. With regards to the ladies, I don't really feel like, I don't want to sound facetious, but I don't really feel like in the space that I occupy, I have anybody interested in occupying that space with me right now. Because I can't say that I compete against the major manufacturers in Durban or Cape Town. They would put me out of business in like a second.
The only area that I believe she needs to direct her energies and work on is to believe more in herself, that the sky is the limit. Would you not consider to approach big retailers, clothing retailer store, and say, guys, this is what I can make. Let's see how we can, because at times when people start business, by the virtue of starting, that's a good thing. But at the same time, you need to believe that you can compete on a higher level that you ever imagine. So there's absolutely nothing wrong to approach a big retail store and say, guys, this is my product, and how about putting on the shelf? Then we share the margins. I mean, it's something that I would like to believe it can be looked at. She's not allowing her mind to get used to think that she's good, she's great, and her product is good enough to be placed in biggest retailers. You mentioned the staff issue, that you have orders but you don't have capacity. And I agree with you to say maybe it's time to look at training somebody to work for you on a full-time basis, because that's more sustainable. Yes, you can outsource the skill in the meantime, but in terms of sustainability, it's always better and more cost-effective to create a one-stop shop kind of. So I like the fact that you are already thinking about that. And in terms of access to the market, how are you doing there?
That is slow going. I'm kind of very reliant on the current channels that I have, but I do want to grow it. I want to try direct selling for this festive period. So there are lots of pop-ups that are coming up and lots of urban markets where I really think the Kiddies brand would do amazingly well. So I want to experiment with that, but like I said, I just have to find the time to do it. But I really do want to increase the amount of boutiques that I service. I think I do need to. My target market is defined. I didn't get the opportunity to discuss that in detail with him, but based on, I understand what he's saying, that based on my target market, I have to start kind of fine-tuning my marketing towards them. Because right now I feel like maybe what he thinks is that I've thrown a net too wide and I'm catching everything.
I would like to believe that you are planning to expand your business. You don't want to, you want to trade on a bigger scale at a later stage. It can never be too late or too early to start advertising and looking at other platforms. I think the first thing first is to define your target market. Who are you targeting? If you are targeting kids which class, what age group? So all the answers from there will guide you which platform to use.
So I am reluctant to grow too quickly. I think that in most businesses it could be a recipe for disaster. Also with a lot of scaling up comes a lot of extra overheads, come a lot of people that you have to manage. And I think that I'm at the place right now where I am scared to take that step because I don't want to plunk out spectacularly.
And your level of discipline around, I know I'm raising this because it's a common challenge with small, medium enterprise. Allocation, when you make money, are you disciplined around allocation?
No. There are 1,000 things that need to be done with a very little amount of money. So sometimes it goes into the right channels, and sometimes it just goes into the banking account, and the very same second it goes out again.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
She needs a lot of mentoring. She needs somebody who can walk with her.
Yeah, cash flow is a nightmare right now. It's not that there isn't money coming in, it's just that the money needs to go out so fast into other areas that I can't really retain too much of it. And that is an area that needs to be worked on.
Making Moves has a prize valued at 50,000 Rand to invest into a business. 12 young entrepreneurs will get a chance to showcase their businesses. Each entrepreneur will be given a chance to pitch for this investment to our panel of judges. The judges will use their own discretion to pick the top 4 businesses to go into our final episode where they will compete for this grand prize. You too can be part of this exciting opportunity for young entrepreneurs. Madam, how are you?
Very nervous.
Very nervous.
Yeah, like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like a 30 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's making you nervous? Because I'm sure you had a chat with Pepsi yesterday. You met your coach. The only person you don't know is the one judge. What's making you nervous?
I think it's all the cameras. It's not anything besides that. It's very intimidating. Yeah.
But are you used to doing pitches?
I've done a couple pitches. I don't do too badly, but overconfidence can really trip you up. So I'm nervous, and it's a healthy nervous.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Look, let's hope that everything will go okay inside. It won't be that bad.
Thank you very much. I hope so too.
So, best of luck.
Thank you.
Yasho intokazi ukuthi ukuzethemba kwesinye isikhathi ke kuphinde kulimazeke wena kamathuba wakho ukuthi upitche kahle. Ake sibone ukuthi ama-judges wethu amathathu azoyibona kanjani ke ipitch yakhe usisi.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Making Moves.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Very nervous.
Very nervous?
Yeah.
Rightfully so. It's an appropriate response. Have you managed to sort out your chicken and egg conundrum from yesterday?
I am working on it. The picture's getting clearer.
The picture getting clearer? Okay, you've got 4 minutes to pitch your business, and then we'll do a 3-minute question and answer. 4 minutes starts now.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to explain to you what my business is about. So, Save Our Souls Footwear is a footwear design consultancy that offers a 360-degree service to our clients. That is everything from idea, conceptualization, design, sample making, prototype development, and technical pattern drafting for our clients. Pretty much what our graphic describes is what our business does. Clients come to us with an idea, and they leave with a product. We turn their idea into a reality. Some of our past projects have been really exciting. So Aussie Boots is a Los Angeles-based footwear brand that commissions Save Our Souls to design collections for them. Kuna Clothing is one of our ongoing projects. We manufacture and design kiddie sandals for them, and we're currently working on a collab, which is Monkey Nuts exclusive for Kuna. But we don't only consult. We do development and production of our own brand, which is called Monkey Nuts. It's a unisex kids footwear brand that caters to children from the age of, from birth until 6 years old. And so, of course, it's the moms that buy from us, it's not the kids. And so we've segmented the moms into 2 categories. There's the stay-at-home suburban mom. She's definitely eco-aware. She has more than 1 kid, and it's painful for her to keep taking out money to buy a pair of shoes for a kid that's not going to wear it for very long because they grow quickly. The second mom is a working mom. They live and they work in the city, and the mom has a healthy dose of working mom guilt. So she buys pretty things for her kid in order to just sort of make herself feel a bit better about working. And there's an entire other category besides the moms that buy. We have the adoring grandmoms that love spoiling their grandkids, the doting aunties, the dads who stay at home and do the shopping, as well as the serial baby shower attendees who buy these as gifts, and of course, all the retail boutiques that service this crowd. We've identified our competition as these 3 brands. Our most relevant competitor is Shoe Shoes, simply because they too have an element of handmade in their manufacture. But what makes us different to them is the fact that our shoes are unisex. There's no blue for boys and pink for girls. It's completely gender neutral. It has a far more affordable price point. It is also, because we create our product from remnants, we can keep our color variants very unique and very fun. And so you're able to purchase our products from these avenues. And this summer, we'd like to try out direct selling through these pop-up markets that proliferate around Joburg throughout the festive season. And the reason for doing is is because we'd like to engage directly with moms and get insight from them. So amongst all the challenges that we do face, the most pertinent is the cost of production. The cost of setting up a production facility is exorbitant, and the second most important one is the cost of new development. New development is the lifeblood of any creative industry, and the cost in the footwear industry is quite prohibitive. Going forward,
30 seconds.
Going forward, we'd like to aggressively market monkey nuts. We want to garner more boutiques to service with our private label, and we'd like to hire an additional person to work for us. The investment will be used to develop new soles for our monkey nuts, which we can stitch on instead of gluing on, and we'd like to purchase a machine that could help facilitate that. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Dade, any questions?
Yeah. She mentioned in her pitching, she mentioned that the cost of production is high. So how do you deal with that?
Okay, so generally when it comes to footwear making, you try and keep standards which are pretty much, no, let me start again. So when you're creating a design, we start off with something called a last. It's a little green mold that is the shape of a foot. We try and keep those standard throughout production, so we try not to change the toe shape or change the dimensions of it too much, because those are pretty expensive. That is one way I keep my production down, is by keeping to a set standard of lasts. That is one way. And another way that I keep my production costs down is because I use remnant fabric. I go to other designers and I buy their waste. So I'm saving on fabric.
And it's working for you so far?
It does work. It does work.
Martine?
Yeah. And just on production, what is your current, how many pairs of shoes do you produce in a day?
In a day we can produce about 50 pairs of the monkey nuts.
And how many people do you employ?
I have 2 employees. One is full-time and one is part-time. And I do a lot of the work as well.
So I just need to understand, you mentioned something about a machine that you're needing to buy.
Yes.
So you're currently gluing. Is the machine that you're going to be purchasing going to increase the amount of pairs of shoes that you're going to be able to manufacture, or is it a completely different design altogether?
Okay, thanks. That's actually a great question. No, it won't increase our throughput any. It's just the reason why I'd like to be able to stitch my soles on instead of gluing them on is better for the baby's feet. Although the glue never touches the baby's foot anyway, it makes moms feel really confident about a product when you can tell them there is no solvent or water-based glue in this product at all.
Okay.
It would just add value to the product.
So what you're saying to me then is you'll do away with the gluing production line, if we could, for lack of a better term,
That's
and
exactly
you'd move into a more organic way of doing things.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're making 50 pairs of shoes currently. Are these the monkey nuts, or are these the shoes that are bespoke for boutiques?
Oh no, those are the monkey nuts.
Those are your monkey nuts, okay? Are you selling all 50 that you make every day?
No. We're stocking. So, and the boutique that we currently stock works on a consignment basis. So we are selling, but not 50 per day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're supplying one boutique?
At the moment, yes, and we sell online.
The bespoke stuff that you do for boutiques, you make more money there right now?
Yes.
Is that the bigger part of the business?
That is a bigger part of the business.
You focused on it very little. Why?
I don't know. I have no answer to that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just the honest truth.
Are you wanting to grow that part of the business?
Essentially, if I can grow my staff base, I can grow that side of the business. If I can grow the machinery that I have, I can grow that side of the business. It's very taxing.
You seem to want to grow the monkey nuts, but there's more money to be made if you're looking at it purely commercially. My understanding is there's more money to be made with the private labels for the boutiques.
Well, essentially, not really. I would say that my profit margins are higher on the monkey nuts. That's because I can sell them directly, and the boutiques that I do consignment with don't have a very high percentage that they take from me. Whereas when it comes to the wholesale manufacture, I've got to give it at a wholesale price. So I don't make a ton of money from doing private label, and private label really pays when you can actually produce a ton of shoes.
How many boutiques do you supply right now?
At the moment, I supply 3.
You supply 3. Okay, so there's still a lot of room for growth.
Oh, there really is, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to deliberate and then call you back.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
All right.
I think my pitch went okay. I wasn't really paying attention to the time, so I didn't realize I had 10 seconds left, and I could have ended it a little bit less abruptly.
So what do you guys think of Save Our Souls?
I like the concept, Pepsi. I'm not entirely convinced that she's done enough market research to see where her focus should be, but I also get the feeling that she's got a teachable spirit, so she's prepared to be guided in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree. She's got the right attitude, which is the biggest, that is her strength. And the only concern that I have is the cost, her cost of production from raw material. Where does she outsource that? At what cost? Her distribution channels are not very clear. And given that she's been in operation for 4 years, she should be somewhere else than where she is now. And I doubt, I'm not sure if she's breaking even, she's running at a loss, or she's making profit. So in terms of the attitudes, the product, it's right. But in terms of producing it and getting it out there, that it's very costly. I'm just worried about that.
Are you still feeling nervous?
No, actually, I feel pretty much not nervous.
Oh, okay. Why?
I think that the agony before a pitch is to actually just get the pitch done with. And there's only 2 outcomes. It's either you're good or you're really bad.
Are you saying that the production cost has not been put out properly? She hasn't spent enough time on accurately creating production cost.
Exactly.
So then she's essentially not putting out the suggested price.
Yes.
Is that what it's?
Yeah, that's what I'm deducing from the conversation, and it's about banking. It does not help to be in business, but you don't bank, and you are running for about 4 years. I think she started 2012. Sorry. She should be banking at the moment.
Okay, so Martine, I think your problem is you're in love with the entrepreneur.
I'm not in love with the entrepreneur. I really do believe that there's market space for
what?
For what she's producing.
Which product?
The shoes, the kiddies, the monkey nut shoes.
So you think there's big market
there's
for
market
that?
for it.
Competing against Earthchild and
But she doesn't have to compete with them.
Why?
She can supply them.
And how do you think you did?
I think I did okay. I mean, obviously it's up to the judges to let me know how okay I did. But whatever their decision is, I'm cool with it.
You're cool with it?
I'm not sure about the business. 3-4 years into it, she's not banking, and that's a problem. 3 boutiques for her customized products, 1 boutique for her kiddies' shoes. That's not a very big distribution network.
The quantity is high. Sorry to interject. The quantity is high. Production per day.
That's what she can do.
That's what she can do. Is it realistic, given the stuff that she's got?
You see, she says she can do up to 50 a day. It's fantastic that she can do up to 50 a day. She's selling nowhere near 50 a day. So in effect, she doesn't really need to increase her production capacity.
Exactly, because
she doesn't have the clients.
The demand does not meet the supply.
But that's exactly my question, Pepsi.
We can ask her. I bet you she doesn't sell 50 shoes in a month.
No, but that's exactly what my question that I asked her. Have you engaged with retailers? Because there's market for it.
Let's bring her back in.
Good luck. High five. Ayike. Intokazi ke manje sekubuye ngathi ke umoya usukahle ke akasathukanga ake sibone ukuthi ama judges wethu azothini ingabe na siyambona kwisigaba esilandelayo noma cha ake sibone.
Ridhwana, welcome back.
Thank you.
Scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you did?
Ooh, that's for you to decide.
No, I'm asking you.
Well, I think that judging from the feedback that I was given, I would consider it perhaps about a 6.
About a 6.
6,
It's a bit
7.
ambitious.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to give you tasks,
Okay.
things that we think you should go out there and do, and then give you feedback on how we're going to move forward.
Okay.
I'm going to consolidate the tasks that we discussed.
All right.
Monkey nuts. Approach 3 retailers, 3 of the big ones,
Okay.
with your product. Approach them from an enterprise development perspective.
Okay.
So what we want you to do is to prepare a presentation, prepare samples, get it together beautifully,
Okay.
and then go and see 3 of the big retailers directly through their enterprise development departments to see if you can't supply.
Okay.
I know that the likes of like Massmart are engaging various institutions looking for enterprise development suppliers.
Okay.
The growth that we believe for Monkey Nuts is going to be in supplying the majors as opposed to competing with the Earthchilds and the shoes.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a bit more money and a bit more muscle to compete with those brands, right?
Agreed.
The second part of the business being the bespoke shoes, the boutiques. Go and add 3 more clients.
Okay.
The last one is, it wasn't clear what your cost of production is.
Okay.
And whether we weren't certain that you have a firm enough grip of exactly what your cost of production
Okay.
is per item. Martine?
Ridhwana, we'd like to see you back in the next round.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. Yay.
Thank you very much.
6 wasn't ambitious, hey?
Further to that, there's mass out there that you're not tapping into.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
We'll see you in a few weeks' time.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Super.
I'm completely daunted by the tasks that I'm given. They seem immense. So yeah, I'm gonna give it my best shot.